there's a lot to think about when you're picking out a new bike rack system. The one behind me is by Hyperax. It is their Volt E. It is an e-bike system designed for 2 bikes, about 120 pounds max. Now, I don't really want to approach that because I've seen a lot of crazy footage of bikes falling off racks before. This is not RV rated either, but it is a budget option, sub $200. And I got my little dabber Colton here. He's going to help walk you through all the features here in a little bit. He wanted to kind of be a part of this video. Again, Hyperax, their Volt series e-bikes. Now I have an Aventon Adventure 2. There's a full review coming on this very soon. It's about 75 pounds. It's an off-road bike, large frame. It's a little bit heavier, a little bit, I think, tricky to maybe put 2 of them on this rack. So for the price point, this is more designed for maybe like 2 lighter e-bikes or 1 heavy e-bike, maybe 1 regular bike. A lot of times I'm just doing the e-bike or taking the mountain bike and a road bike or even a kid's bike. You can do all the different features for it. It allows you to kind of shrink down as small as you need to kind of load up a couple of different bikes. So it is a nice 2-bike system. Let me show you how it mounts to the hitch, show you some of the features. All right, Colton, so we have 2 bikes on here as discussed. How are they sitting on this?
2 on both sides.
So you have these 2 loop racks on both sides, fully adjustable right in here. You can go and twist these knobs and pull them in and out. And then also up here, is this the locking thing right here?
Yeah.
So up here we do have a foam locking piece on here with knobs on each side. I'll take the bikes off in a second, show you what this looks like empty. Over back there, you can kind of see how it's going to the hitch. So this is 2 bikes, right?
Yeah.
Not too bad. Doesn't sag very much with these 2 bikes on it. A lot of times I'm just carrying just the e-bike, but it's nice to be able to just show that you could carry the 2 bikes at a time. We also would carry like a road bike and a mountain bike at a time. Sometimes Colton's bike, a little bit smaller. I'll show you that in a second, how you can kind of shrink this down to fit a kid's bike. So cool. So here is the rack without bikes on it. Now there's a couple of things here you can see up close. You have some straps to tie down the tires on either bike. Here are the knobs here. These are fully adjustable all the way out or all the way in. You kind of fidget with the size and width of your tires. But you can see any real fat tire kind of fits in there, which is kind of why I picked it. I wanted a good e-bike, right? Especially because Colton wants an e-bike too, don't you?
Yes, I do.
They are so fun. So they're up here. You can kind of see how these work. There are adjustment knobs on either side to go up and down. You have to kind of push them down a little bit, but they essentially lock down nice and foam padded. I've had this in for a few months now, so you can kind of see the wear isn't too bad, but these are foam padded, and then you simply twist to lock these right there. Colton, there's a couple of things that are kind of cool. So you put 1 bike on the back here, 1 towards the tailgate, and if you pull the first pin, pull this pin right there, yeah. This pin allows you to tilt this down, which is a cool feature because then you can access that bike in the back if you don't want to, have to worry about like scraping the tailgate or whichever in the back. And there's also another pin. Pull that. Got it? Now this pin allows for the whole rack to tilt down like so, which again, a little bit more easy access, especially because a lot of these e-bikes are fairly heavy. Now for the actual connector here, you can see Colton has a key, which is gonna go in this hole right here. If you wanna tilt that up, there's a hole right in there. Sometimes it gets a little stuck with dirt, but you just go and put your key right in there. You're gonna twist. Can you pull it off, Colton? Got it. So there you go. So Colton just pulled that lock out. Need to help him a little bit, but you can see it pops out right here, which is cool because then you can go and unscrew on this side here. See that locking pin floating through there. Pull this out. You can kind of see how this locks in there. Do you want to demonstrate locking this again?
Yeah.
See, that goes, pushes right in there. Give it a good push. Should click. Take the key out. You got it. There you go, just like that. There's also a tension adjustment right here that allows you to kind of butt up right to your receiver, because then You can pull this whole thing off. Let me show you that. Here's that lock up close with that key to show you. There's a threaded pin that goes right through your receiver and into the other side of the hitch. So it's very secure. This lock is kind of, you know, it's not like the most advanced lock in the world, but it'll help deter someone from breaking and taking the whole hitch off at least. You can probably upgrade. There's plenty of nicer hitch locks out there, but just a simple pin push through design. Comes with 2 keys. Now with the pin out, you can do a couple things. You can just pull this right off like so, or you can push this button right here, which allows you to fold this up and then fold this one up as well for storage. And then of course take the convenient handle on top and pull this out of the receiver, and you can store this in the garage, in a corner somewhere, whatever you want to do. Bringing the rack back to the hitch, very simple. That tension position is already placed exactly where you need it. You're gonna put the pin straight through. It comes with a couple of wrenches to thread this down, but I haven't been doing it all the way. If you do tighten it all the way down, it has some knurled washers on there that's really gonna deter any criminal from thinking about taking these. Take the key out, put this lock, and just simply push in. Now you're good to go, all secured. You can put a bike on it. Push these pins in. 1, 2. It seems pretty flimsy, but these pins that hold it all together, all the bolts and everything, have been doing just fine. Now I like to put a heavier bike like this e-bike towards the further end because it's very hard to get it over or through just because of how heavy it is. Now that's one other thing. If you have a heavier bike like the Aventon or any of the off-road e-bikes, this might not be the best rack for you if you can't lift 75 pounds. So you're gonna wanna go and measure out the tires, kind of give a good estimate where these are. You can adjust them a little bit when you get it on there. Then simply lift your bike up. It's heavier in the rear. Put it on the rack. Open up this right here. Might have to adjust the back one a little bit. And simply lock in place and twist the knob. Check the tires are nicely seated, and you can go and wrap the safety straps around through the rims if you'd like. And that is all you have to do to put this on this rack. You can kind of tell it's not going to go anywhere, even though it wiggles around a little bit on that hitch. So I've had no problems at all with this so far. Well, Colton, I think that's a wrap. What do you think? Pretty good bike rack?
Yes.
Yes. You've heard it there. You've heard it first from Colton. So yeah, I bought this because I had an e-bike I wanted to test out. I needed something that can handle the weight. Not a lot of racks can, especially for that type of a bike, and you need something with a fat tire spacing as well, because those fat tires are much wider than road bikes or even mountain bikes. So I do also have other bikes that I wanted to be able to carry, like mountain bikes, road bikes, things like that, wife's bike, kids' bikes, whichever, and this seems to fit the bill for all those. Now it only has 2 bikes at a time, but it seems to work pretty well, and I think we'll keep it. What do you think? Yeah, any final words? No? What's your favorite thing about biking?
Oh, now we get to ride.
Did you get to ride? He does want an e-bike, but he has to get rid of these training wheels a little bit, because you're still kind of working on training wheels a bit, but he'll figure it out. You want to show me your bike too? Okay. Let me show him his bike real quick. Here is Colton's bike right here. What, you just turned 6, right?
Yep.
So he's almost 6 teeth.
Yes.
What? Lost 6 teeth. Not while biking though.
Not while biking.
He's still getting used to this bike. It's brand new. He needs to knock these training wheels off, and then we'll be good to go. There's plenty of e-bikes for little kids that'll be kind of cool to test out too. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, hit them down in the comments. Also drop a link to this exact bike rack for you guys as well, if you're interested in that, as well as the Aventon, which I'll do a full review on here shortly. Any final words?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. There you go. Take care.